Hi guys, Rachel with Spunky Misfit Girl here, and I am so excited. I was actually so excited to film this project for you. I haven't even finished with the sample that I made. I haven't finished decorating the cover or filling it with ephemera, but it's such a fun little project. I followed Natasha over at Treasure Books on this one, and she did a lot of sewing on hers. So I thought I could show you guys my no-sew version, which turned out so cute and it's really fun. So this is coming from, you can use either a 12 by 12 sheet that you cut up into 4 6 by 6, or you can use 4 6 by 6 sheets of paper. And then you're gonna also want some kind of coordinating paper to make pockets out of, and 3 sheets of copy paper, possibly coffee or tea dyed if that's your thing. Mine are. So this is the really super cute little booklet that we're going to be doing today, and it is just a little flip out booklet. So pages 1 and 2 have these big pockets on them that I've put nice big size tags into. I'm really so pleased with how this turned out. And then another little pocket here with bits inside of there as well for additional interest and just fun. And then you've got 2 small note paper pads here and another pocket on this side, again full of more paper and ephemera and bits and bobs. And I just think these are going to make such cute gifts or things to sell at craft fairs for gifts. I haven't filled this pocket yet, still got to do that. And then this nice somewhat bigger notebook at the back here, and that is your little booklet. And this is super easy and fun to make, and you can do it relatively quickly. I took forever decorating and doing all the ephemera and stuff last night, but I'm gonna be a little faster with the tutorial and probably leave you to fill it up with your ephemera. So I thought I would do Alice. She's perennially popular, and I had some good papers to use for it. You're going to want something that's double-sided because both sides will show. So I've got this. This was a 12 by 12 Alice paper that I've just cut into 4 6 by 6 sheets. It was very natural with those squares on it to cut that. And that's going to form the base of my booklet. So the first thing I'm gonna wanna do is kind of figure out which is which in terms of my pages. And I don't know if I have anything mildly sticky here to put as notes. Maybe I'll just use my big paper clips here. So I want Alice on the cover, so I'm going to call that page number 1. Oh, the other thing is, on this one, I didn't round the corners. This one, I decided that I was going to do that. So on everything, on the corners that are going to go on the bottom here, I rounded those first. And this is a directional paper, so I know which way they're going to go. So that was okay to do before I've decided which page is which. You might want to wait until you have that sorted out. I'm going to kind of walk through it here. Here, I've got these little scraps. So this is going to be page 1, and I'm going to keep that with that for now. And then, so page 2 is going to get this big pocket on it on this side, and the notebooks on the other side. So I think that I'm gonna do, this is gonna be mostly covered up. I think I'm gonna do this one as 2. Now, Natasha, because she did these, she sewed, she did these in a certain order to get her sewing done first. I don't know that it matters all that much for us when we're not sewing, but I'm going to kind of do it in the order that I did it before. So this is page 3, and I've just got pockets on either side of it. So let's go. Page 4 is going to be pretty covered. I might actually do this for the outside, for the back. So that's pretty, and we can have that kind of show a little bit. Yeah, so let's do this as 4. And then that makes this guy 3. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our little notebook back here. So we're gonna take our copy paper and we are going to cut this guy at 4, and so I've got 3 pages all together, and I'm gonna cut them all at once at 4 3/4. And then I'm gonna do the same thing one more time. All 3 pages, 4 3/4. And then I have this little bit left. I'm gonna save that. And I'm going to put all of these guys together. And cut them again the other direction to fit my page. Now, if I want my rows to show, I could cut them a little shorter, or you can leave them all the way to the end. I think I'm gonna cut them so that my rows will show, because I like that. But you can see on here on the prototype I wanted the notebook to be nice and big, but I'm gonna still save these because I will I'll add them elsewhere to the piece. So now what Natasha did was she sewed these pages right to her base page. She also suggested that you could glue them, but she talked about gluing them individually one at a time, and I didn't want to do that because I'm lazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually clip these together, and I am going to mark 2 spots where I'm going to punch holes and put my eyelets in, like you can see on here. I actually think I want this to be the top, so I'm going to clip this side. Make sure those are as straight as I can get them, and I don't need to be super precise about this. I'm going to kind of eyeball it, try to get them mostly even, and then I'm using my crocodile to punch a hole. You can also use an awl for this. And I'm gonna set eyelets in there that I didn't bring, of course, because there's gotta be something, right? That's the rule. Where are they? I swear I did bring them over here. I probably just put them somewhere that I can't see them right now. The craft desk has eaten them. Yep. You wouldn't think it would be this possible to lose things in your small little craft desk, right? But it is. And did I not punch all the way through? I've got a paper that doesn't seem to have a hole. Let me get that eyelet in there. And squish them with my crocodile. Yeah, I have a paper that the hole didn't go through. Must not have had the punch positioned properly. That's okay, no big deal. Perfection has no place in the studio, right? If you watch Cara Renee over at Be Reborn, that's her motto. And I like to use it too. All right, second eyelet. Now, our little notebook is bound. And I'm gonna put, I think maybe we'll go with this creamy twine on here. And all I'm gonna do is thread it through from the back. Cut myself a piece that's about the length I think I need. And then I'm gonna tie it, and I'm gonna thread it through on the back here too. I'm gonna tie it in the front. And then I'm just gonna glue that guy onto my page 4. And I'm gonna cut him down because I've got too much actually. I don't want it to be super bulky in there. Let's get that. There you go. I love these. They're so cute and easy and nice. And so then that's just gonna go get glued onto page 4 with my rose. Nice helping of Fabri-Tac on the top there. I'm going to leave a little room at the top because it's going to fold. So I don't want it right up against that top. When we put it together. Yay! So that's my page 4. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our page 2. And actually, I think I messed this up. Okay, so I thought I'd screwed this up, but it turns out, yay, I hadn't. So what you have left over once you've done your notebook, if you go all the way over here, what you have left over is going to be 6 sheets at about this size. So just divide them up into 2, and we're going to make this double notebook on this page here. So I'm just going to take a piece of paper for the top that's long enough to kind of fold over that top of both of them and cut it in half. I happen to have a piece right here from my paper pack. That's exactly right. And all I'm going to do with these is fold them in half. Now Natasha sewed these, so this is the no-sew way. It takes a little bit of doing here with our glue. But first I'm going to fold both of these, and they're going to make our tops of our 2 notebooks. And I'm just gonna glue a strip on this bottom and put my first paper in there, and then do a strip of glue for each subsequent piece. Just to make sure they hold in there properly. Trying to line them up, make them look nice. No big deal if they're not super precise. And then one for the top as well. Get a little extra glue sliding out of here. And then he looks like that. And I'm going to do the second one as well. And these are going to go on our page 2. And I did do one of these where I messed it up, so I know what to look out for now, which is good. There's our second notebook. Make sure that's gonna stick there. And those are gonna go in. So if we figure, we wanna take a look at, we've got page 1 and page 2, and they're gonna both go like this. So 2, these are gonna go on the back side of 2, which is gonna flip up. And you're gonna do your binding down on this edge. So you don't want them, you wanna make sure you get them at the top of page 2 up there, okay? So I am going to just glue those backs on in alignment with the top of the back of page 2, right? So that this is still open, and I'm just going to check on my size here. It's a tight squeeze with these guys, and I've got my corners rounded on this one too, so I just want to make sure I get that in position properly. And that's our page 2. Okay, now I believe what we can do is put this guy together. And so I'm gonna get all my pages. I've got page 1, page 2 goes like this with those guys upside down. Page 3, I haven't done anything to yet, and page 4 has my notebook, and that goes in there just like that. So this is how my book is gonna go ultimately. So I would just put all this together like that, and I am gonna clip it on the side here. I think also on this side and on the bottom as well, because I just really don't want things to move about while I'm trying to do this, putting things together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top page and I'm going to give this a little fold, you know, maybe it's like a 1/2 inch or so. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and it's up to you. If you want, you could score this and make it really precise, but I'm not too concerned about that. I'm gonna get pretty close and fold that, okay? And that's gonna be where our eyelets go in up at that top. So I'm going to take my pencil and I am going to just take a look at where the middle is. Kind of try to get in the middle of this both ways. And then my middle is at 3 since we're at 6 inches. And then I've just been doing 1.5 inches on either side, kind of trying to get it in about the same place. So that it's basically straight. I am not super picky about that. And then I'm just going to punch holes with my Crop-A-Dile in those 3 spots. If I can still see it's a bit tricky to see my mark when I have that Crop-A-Dile over it on the dark background there, but we're gonna get those in. And here's the other one. There. And we're gonna put some eyelets in those 3 holes as well. Hopefully our clips have held well. And it's not too tough to get our eyelets in. It's a little bit fussy. I actually made another one of these too in between. When I thought I messed it up, I had to go, and I ended up making another one last night, which I'll show you too. So I got a little more familiar with the process. So I'm just gonna set these eyelets with my Crop-A-Dile here, clipping those down, and that is our binding. Now what I'm gonna do is just fold my pages up. So page 2 comes up next, and I'm just gonna give that a nice little crease. All of these will flip nicely, but you see that once you put them together, they kind of fold at a lower spot. There. That's the basis of my booklet. Now, for this closure on the top here, I think for the moment, I actually don't know what I'm going to use. I might try to use some ribbon, but just so that I can make sure that you can easily see how to put this in here, because it's really beautiful and elegant the way she did it. I'm going to use just this piece. So you're going to want to go from front to back on the 2 outside holes and make your string even in the back. And then you're going to come up through that middle hole with both of them, and hopefully this doesn't give me too much trouble. I've been using big bulky strings and stuff that are taking me forever. This one took a little while to get through there. And then this is the one that I made last night that also took some doing to get that ribbon in there. Hopefully this little skinny twine guy won't be too bad. There you go. So bring those through, and then you're going to want, just like with a pamphlet stitch, you're going to want one on each side, and you're just going to tie those around and make your nice little bow. I know. Maybe I'll end up deciding to leave this one. I'm gonna cut it so that it looks nice. It does match my inside. Now, the last thing left to do is our pockets. I think I actually wanted to do this. I intended to do this the other way, but actually because I had rounded my corners, I don't think I could have anyway. So that's okay. So what I did on this one was 2 giant pockets on this interior. And with this one, I think I decided to use these pieces that I cut for that purpose, but they're a little bit too big. And the reason, yeah, because this was going to be busy and I didn't want to cover that busyness with a new busy thing. So maybe this one's a little bit less busy. Maybe I'll use this one here and this one here. And I'm just going to cut these down a little bit because they're a little too big for my pages. Do I want to keep more Mad Hatter, I think. And I'm going to cut this one at about here. And this one's going to come I think we'll cut the bottom of this one off. And then Natasha actually freehand drew her pocket opening. And I have been preferring to use my big punch. I don't know if this is, yeah, 2 inches. It actually says it on here. So if we're putting this one down here, I think we'll put the punch in the side. And then this one we're putting up here. So we'll put the punch in this side. And I'm gonna go ahead and ink those up. I actually didn't ink the papers for everything else for this one because I was debating whether I wanted to. But for the insides and the ephemera and everything, I can't live without it, you guys. I just feel like it adds something that without it, I'm just not happy without it. It's like, that's what gives it the handmade touch, the aged feel, the vintage touch. So I like to do it even on papers like this that are a little more colorful, and I mean, they're still kind of vintagey. They've got a very patchworky aspect to them. So I'm just going to glue these pockets on, gluing along the sides and the bottom as lightly as I can on there, and this guy goes like this. I don't know what I'm going to do for ephemera for these yet. I have some ephemera that came kind of built into this paper pack, some tickets and envelopes and various things, but I've been doing kind of big tags for these pockets, and I like that look with the whale tail tab there. I'm going to glue this pocket on as well. Going this way. This paper has a lot going on, so I don't really know. I think I'm gonna try to keep it simple with any decorations I do. I might want to add something to this one, but that one, I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. I might put some words up here or something, but it's pretty busy as it is, and I don't want to make things too crazy busy. So the last part is on here. We've got a pocket, and these are things that are kind of optional. You know, you can do these in different ways, and I just did a similar type of pocket on the back there. You could do a side pocket, you could do a triangle pocket on these. You know, this is kind of a point that's up to you. So I had these others that I liked. Again, though, this paper I like. I might cut this guy down a little bit. That top is kind of, and I made the mistake of rounding my corners on these pockets, not thinking about the fact that they wouldn't both be on the top, but that's okay. I don't mind it like that. Unless, no, I think I'm gonna put this one here. And I think I am gonna cut that one down a little bit too. So let's put this guy there. I'm actually going to punch a notch like I did with the other ones too on this. But you guys, this is such a cute project. I love it. I could make quite a few more of these. So I'm gonna use my notch punch. I really like this. Rather than a circle punch. It is harder to get it even. I tend to be off to one side, but I think I've finally started to master it. Getting it close enough anyway, in terms of where I want it. So, pockets. So I'm gonna put this guy here. Just gluing around those edges, keeping the top with the notch open. We don't want to close our pocket. Make sure that slides down there on that fold. It's a little tricky with that there. And it looks like that. And isn't he adorable? The little rabbit and the roses that much. I love that. I'm happy. I might put a little bit of lace. Got my Hobby Lobby lace that I love. That I might put some on here. I think that will be adorable. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. I cut it straight here too, because I don't want it. That guy like that. It's actually a little too long. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. I like it. It ends up being really easy to just spend forever decorating these because they're so easy and quick to make. Then you just want to make them pretty. And like so much of the process is just, ooh, making it nice. Okay, so let's get our pocket here too. I don't want to cut off Alice's head, so that gives me kind of a natural spot for trimming this down a little. I might take a little off the bottom too and re-round those corners. I think I like that because I'd like to show more of that paper back there. So I'm going to take it does mean my teacup's going to be chopped, but that's okay. I think I can live with that. Around my corners. And punch my notch too. pretty good at guessing. For a while there, I was like, every time I was thinking I was adjusting enough and I would be to the left every single time. And I think I've mastered the hang of it. Isn't that funny how that happens sometimes? Where like, you just feel like you're just messing it up and you don't know what you're doing, and then you just do it and do it and do it and do it, and then all of a sudden you're good at it. It's pretty cool, right? That is how junk journaling is, you guys. There. I'm liking that. I'm gonna put that on there, and then I'm gonna do a little walkthrough of the other one I made so you can see that too. And I will leave you to it. Then it's just making and putting together all the stuff that you want to use to fill your pockets. Oh, there's one more thing still to do with your leftovers from your text pages, the tea-dyed ones that you use to make your note papers. Although I don't think you should have cut them, but for some reason I cut them. I think these are them. But I'll show you. Okay, so that guy's on there. So Rachel, you're getting on a tangent and crazy and not doing things in a proper order. So that's it. That's the basis of your book. Flips open to your pocket here, which you can fill with a big tag. Big tag here. Your notebooks, pocket, and your cute little notebook back here. And decorate the cover however you like. I'm using papers mostly that are pretty busy. So like with this one, I don't know how much I'm gonna do to it really. I probably want to keep it simple. Maybe I'll find some kind of circular or nicely shaped image that makes sense in the middle. Maybe some words that will work, and we'll see. But let me show you also this one, and then I'll show you what to do with those other bits and bobs. I'm gonna probably have to do it a little differently with this batch since I cut them. But with these, I'll show you on this one too that we've been using. So you have this last skinny piece that was left over. You cut your tea-dye papers into 4 3/4 and 4 3/4, and then you had this little piece that was long. All I did was fold it in half and tie them together with a piece of twine and slide that in there as part of the ephemera. I think Natasha did the same thing, but stapled them. They make a nice little addition. And that's what I did in here in this one too. So this is a Steampunk Alice one that I made last night. Again, the cover is pretty beautiful all by itself. So I didn't do a lot to it. Loving this ribbon with this one. So this is a set of papers from Asuka Studio that I absolutely love. I made big tags to fit perfectly inside my pockets. Really didn't do a lot of embellishing because this paper really speaks for itself. I think I should ink the edges of this one. My 2 little notebooks there, my pocket full of cute little things, some of which I just cut out from my own ephemera packs in my Etsy shop, some things from Mustache, some things from the paper set. And that's that. That's your little junk journal pocket flip out notebook thingy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want some free printables that are Steampunk Alice themed, you can make a little folio project. Go to the link in the description and sign up for my email list, and those will get sent right to you. Thank you guys.